of the morning, Nigeria. We're here once again to try our best to bring a smile to your face. And of course, hopefully, a fantastic start to the weekend.
Yeah, it's what we're committed to doing every single day of the week. And today is a Friday.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of sad stuff in the news,
Yeah.
especially with the vehicle explosion, the tanker explosion yesterday. Yeah. And all the papers are reporting that. We're going to be talking a little bit about that, taking that on the news as well. That's what's happening right now.
So we have so much more on the show for you. We're going to be here all the way till 9. So make sure you stay right there with us. Don't forget that we're streaming live on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Owokwe. You can also check us out on tvcontinental.tv. And of course, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria if you want to send in your comments, your thoughts, your reactions to what's going on. Some people got home at 1 a.m. last night, some 2 in the morning. I wonder how you did it, those of you who live
in Lagos.
In Lagos, especially in the axis of where the tanker explosion took place, but yeah.
Okay, but we are definitely going to be bringing you some good stuff, especially in the kitchen. Great cooking is something we're all about. And of course, when Chef Mary Jane is around, we're confident.
You know Kadine's cook pot.
Soup pot.
Soup pot. Kadine's soup pot is in the building.
Hi guys, good morning.
Hey, MM.
Hey, MM.
How you doing?
You okay? I hope you slept well and got home early.
Well, I got home pretty early, but I had a rough night. I couldn't sleep, especially, you know, after news broke about
it was crazy. Really sad, really sad.
I mean, I barely slept close. I mean, it was terrible.
Mary
it's really
Jane.
sad.
Looking bright and beautiful, as always.
Thank you, Titi.
Titi is really trying so hard to keep up that, you know.
My dear, when I was passing that place this morning, it wasn't
This is an effort.
It's one of the things that we try to do, and hopefully...
it wasn't easy at all.
Yeah, but hopefully we're having a feel-good meal. So
Exactly.
Breakfast-ish,
you know how
breakfast.
You know how sometimes when you're sad, you want to eat something nice.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to do that on the show today. We're going to be bringing, starting off with Mike, bringing you information you need for a trip to the cinemas to just try to forget and unwind.
Yes, indeed.
After such a hard week with Plateau and Plateau State and so many things going on in the news.
We also prepared a session to guide you through the waist trainer, waist cincher, to try and affect that perfect hourglass look, especially for those who are going for Owambez on the weekend. You know, you might want to have some extra support in some areas, if you know what I mean.
Of course, World Cup updates are also coming up. Just to give you an idea of what happened last night and what to expect for the rest of the World Cup.
Yes, so I hear Senegal is out. I've stopped following since Nigeria left. I'm sorry. I just
you know,
stopped.
I mean,
I'm
yesterday,
sorry.
like, you know what they said it was the light of Africa. Everybody was looking forward to Senegal at least making it past the group stage. But
sadly, didn't happen.
That's a sad one. Of course, following that, there's going to be a report bringing you information about flooring options to explore if you're looking to try something new in your home.
Yes, indeed. And finally, you might be able to learn some Zumba dance moves. You need to stick around.
All right, so Mike and MM are joining us here.
Right here on the couch.
Oh, well, should we go to the couch? I think we should.
Please. Yeah.
There is something that would just appear. I would just say, bye. We used to walk out.
Well, so, Mike, this new look.
you know, as much as people are talking about, it happened and we don't want to do sad stuff. I think for me, I'm looking at preventive measures next time. You know, this was entirely avoidable, and I don't mind talking about it over and over again. This is a route I use every single day. Every single day, to and fro. It could have been anybody. It was about the time people were closing back from work. You can go and look at Ojueleba Bridge, and after that, on Ikorodu Road, you have tankers lined up, static wait on a bridge that is so old. These are things waiting to happen. We've been talking about it, and then when something happens, we all go, oh, it does a bit of bad. Let's cry for our nation. There's a spirit of, oh, come on. These are entirely avoidable.
They're all preventable issues.
It's really, you just, you know how after a while you're just in shock because you really don't understand. Because the way Lagos is set up, one little thing affects everything else. It just, you know, there's almost like a spiral to different locations around the state. So even places that are unrelated You just see that there's a...
So the phone calls I was getting throughout yesterday afternoon, for some reason, some divine reason, I just decided not to take that route and go somewhere else. I told everybody else I was going home, even at the office here. Last thing I knew, I was going home. And then suddenly, there's a meeting for me to attend, and I make a choice, and I just turn the other way. And, you know, it just feels like, you know, there was a message from somewhere just saying, don't go that way, don't go that way. And then I'm getting calls from the school. That's my children's school, which is in the vicinity. And they're, you know, everybody's asking, are the school buses home? Are they back in the school? And then I'm realizing that, you know what? This is really, really serious. Something is really happening. Living not so far from it, there was actually black smoke inside our compound. It was that real. So when you think about...
see the black smoke from really far, from miles away.
So even people around it who are inhaling the smoke, should actually go for health checks as at today. Talk less of the people who got burnt or things like that.
Even the first responders.
The first responders.
Because I'm from discussions this morning, there were a few. I mean, the news reporters that were live on the scene of the incident actually spoke to a few people, and they said that the truck driver or whoever was with him kept on, you know, alerting people to go back due to, you know, brake failure and all of that. Yes. So, I mean, he kept on alerting people. So, I mean, it's something I am even unconsciously, if I am beside a truck, I'm always... Because sometimes I don't even understand how people even, you know, try to want to even struggle, you know, with a truck driver or tanker driver, whatever. So I think it's important for us to be at alert, because these things happen. It can happen anywhere.
So now it does call to question the standard of these vehicles. We all go for, now these days we go for vehicle checks and all that. Are these companies being held accountable for the standard of these vehicles? Because why should a brake be failing?
I agree with what you're saying. There's something that Mike said.
It's inevitable.
It's a normal thing. Look, the point is, I've thought this now. What do we tell the government to do? One, in saner climes, you don't transport fuel on the same roads that cars use. If you do, there's a dedicated time where they do and other cars leave the road. Any place.
All over the world.
You don't do that. You don't transport it. You transport it at different times.
In Lagos.
Okay, the problem with the way things are set up now, it's going to be very difficult to either implement or enforce this thing, because number one, we don't have enough roads. Number two, if we enforce tankers traveling at night alone, it's going to cause fuel scarcity, because a lot of these tankers come to Lagos to get for Ibadan and the whole southwest, southeast. So that's already a problem. So the things we need to improve, the pipelines for transporting of petrol, so that it reduces the number of trucks on the road, and then two, trains.
The rail system is actually a lot safer.
So that also helps to improve the transportation system. So for instance, a truck going from Lagos to Kaduna, that does not make any sense.
It doesn't.
At all. I mean, a truck, a 33,000 litre truck.
Fully loaded.
Fully loaded, going to different states.
Well,
at
the end of the day,
I do believe it's time for us to take the news now.
Yeah, but I think also our condolences to the families who lost their loved ones in this tragic incident. It's pretty sad. It's really, really, really sad, but
Busolami is on standby. But
I think we should have a look at the newspaper headlines.
Yes.
Titi, you want to start?
Yes, I'll start with the Punch. It says 9 dead, 54 vehicles burnt in Lagos tanker explosion. Some troubling pictures right there on the cover. If I could turn this to you now. It also says UN condemns Plateau killings. AI says federal government encouraging murders. It says also 5 killed in Ibadan, butchers, police clash. Also, police brutality, extortion at frightening levels, says the Chief Justice of Nigeria. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
All right, the next paper that we have here is The Nation, and the headline, Rage of Fire in Lagos. And Rage of Fire in Lagos. Salaries, also we have the pictures, the gory pictures there of cars being burnt, and of course 9 die, 54 vehicles burnt in tanker fire. Buhari Ambode sympathize with victims' families. And other stories here as well that we can see. Salaries delay likely over FAC deadlock. And also Switzerland, we've returned over $1 billion Abacha loot to Nigeria. And a couple of other stories there on the cover of The Nation.
On the cover of The Guardian newspaper, it says, Amnesty indicts government for killings, accuses government of encouraging murderers. Says 1,813 killed in 17 states since January. Presidency, PDP trade words over 7-day mourning. And Labour, ADP, Wike prefer solutions on insecurity. I'll wrap up by adding this one. Nigeria needs additional 6 billion naira to meet agenda for HIV treatment, it says, says the UN. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
All right, Daily Sun is up next. Still the same story. Lagos, fire the fury. And then a fuel tanker explodes, kills 10, destroys 57 vehicles. Wow. And then UN, Amnesty unveils figures on killings. 1,800 murdered in 6 months, says Amnesty International. 881 children killed in 2017, world body. A couple of other stories here. 5 killed as police butchers clash in Ibadan. And how Globalcom director was killed. And finally, we must redesign security architecture of Nigeria. All on the cover of the Daily Sun.
The Vanguard newspaper says federal government's inaction fueling killings nationwide, according to Amnesty International. Says 1,813 killed since January, more than double the whole of 2017. Wow. It says here, not a presidency matter. Fire brigade approach useless. It also says we'll react after studying report. 54 cars burnt. Scores roasted in Lagos, tanker fire tragedy, pictures there as well. No more Abacha loot in our country, says Swiss ambassador. On the 2018 budget, militants threaten Niger Delta senators, reps. Then finally, on Naira Watch, Naira stable at 360 Naira to the dollar in the parallel market.
All right, up next is This Day. It has a different slants to this. To the headlines this morning. NNPC has questions to answer over remittances to FAC, says NEC. Backs FAC's rejection of May transfer. Corporation blames governors for stalemate. DPR indicates gas flare in Nigeria now down to 9%. Governors to meet security chiefs over herdsmen attacks. Presidency carpets PDP on Plateau massacre. Swiss envoy, we have returned all Abacha loot. And still on the cover of This Day, World Bank approves $2.1 billion project support loan for Nigeria. And CBN warns lowering interest rate may be counterproductive. All on the cover of This Day.
All right, on the Nigerian Tribune, quickly as possible, 9 die, 54 vehicles razed as tanker explodes in Lagos. It also says here 1,813, such an alarming number, killed from January to June in 17 states, according to Amnesty International. Those are alarming numbers, I have to say. A World Bank approves $2.1 billion loan for Nigeria. 2 killed, police station razed as Oyo government shuts Bodija market. Then a fresh $400 million Abacha loot due for repatriation soon, said federal government. UK returned $73 million stolen fund to Nigeria. That's what it says on the Nigerian Tribune.
Well, that's about all that we can take on the newspaper headlines for now.
We have to take a short break, and after which we will be tasking our muscles. It'll be time for fitness when we come back.
Stay with us. All right, it looks like, I mean, it's still our Friday show, so it has to be...
What? The one and only Tony.
Yeah, Tony's around.
Yes.
So that should help us at least get some energy into this morning's business, if you know what I mean. All right, so Tony, take it away there.
Yes, still on the matter. My people, good morning. I hope you're not ready for today's Ogbonge Waka. Today go light. Before you start, you know how we do them. Warm up time, blessed time. Oh, let's go there. And then come on. 4 twist. 4 squat. Oh, I get this squat in. And 4 push up. That is what we're starting with. You know why we're doing this? We get the body warm, nice and warm. Then the joints, nice and loose. Yeah, the push up was started. I want 4 and you give them a little bit of modification on the push up. Let me see your knee on that ground. A little bit, come on. Oh my leg on Lenny. Yes, let's get straight into the game. There's something so magical about how you work out. We're going to be using a hybrid movement. 2 different movements attached together. Here, let's see. Ratchet coil. Ratchet coil. Let's see it now. Get me an alternative press. A little bit on that squat. Another alternative press. A little bit on the squat. Another alternative press. A little bit again on that squat. What we do coming? We do going up. A little bit. Press. Press. A little bit. Press. Press. Upright. You get still go. Give me one more round. One more round on it. Press. No item, no problem. A little bit on the squat. Press. Press. A little bit again on that squat. Press again. Press again. A little bit on the squat. What you doing? What? Up again. Can I start coming up a little bit? Come on. Press again. Press again. Up a little bit. One more getting there. Press again. Press again. And finally she's up. Now we're going to go into a superset. 2 different squats again at the same time. And here it says, heart rate goes up. Oh yeah, quick feet. That's your village dance. What is your village dance? I don't know. What does your village like? This is in his own. If you don't know in his own, come on. Check. That's the cost. Break time. Go down. I said 2 stop immediately. In the turnaround, turn this way. I want them to see this. Push up position. Hold it there. Stomach. Every part of the body is working. And now we are holding 10 seconds. Don't worry about me. Show those people advance at home. One leg off the ground. Now fire. She's almost doing 1, 2, 3. 3.3. And time. In the get up. Unfortunately, you're going to go back down. Now we're going to be talking with the core muscles down. You want flat tummy. In the get down. Down for me. Now let's go. Plank position. But before I start doing this, and it goes to side plank for me. Side plank. Thinking. Can see how straight it is. I am so interested in this one. You know what? You should have contraction. Your obliques, contraction tight. Every part of your body tight. You're not doing bad. And she's breathing in and out. Time, innit? Go straight into a plank. Innit? Oh yeah, show them a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in. Again. Come on. I believe you're home. And in. Innit? One more for the road. Come on. Do like that. Yeah, now it's telling you. In the break. Where did I do my side plan? Left, then kick to the right. Hey, break the what? Don't break. If you're a beginner, follow me. My knees and squeeze, tight, contraction. Break silent. Go back to that 3 points. Go back to the plank. Give me that movement. You don't have machine, no problem. You don't take your heart rate up. In again for me. Come on, Soleni. I told you, excess yama fast. If you have excess of it, don't worry, this is how we try to deal with it. Something just sit up, you understand. Look for my muscle group. In. And break side, get up. And then give me 5. I told you today was going to be. Go get work out, I will call out. See, you don't need to kill your time. You don't need to waste so much time working out. Intelligent about what you do. And I will take home today. See, let me tell you something. Inspiration is nothing without motivation. Motivation is nothing without action. Oh yeah, get up. The sooner you get your heart into what inspires you, I swear to God, you know what will happen? The sooner you will see the result you want in your life. Chicken out. If you have not started to take care of your kitchen, come on, Abel, start going there. And then start the kitchen. Okay, we are done for today. You know It is still your number one entertainment show on TV. Number one for zero. If you did not wake up Nigeria, it is nothing. Back to the kitchen. So that we can refuel the system intelligently with what? All the food. You know how those body go, you know? A lot of oxygen. We need those calories back.
Whenever you have Tony...
Did you hear me say anything?
Whenever Tony, you have Tony around, you just know that you're going to work those muscles extra hard.
After I finish eating.
You're supposed to do the exercise.
Wait first, let me finish eating.
Okay. All right. With me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Mary Jane.
Hi,
people, of course. And what are we making today?
Okay, we'll be making nicely sauced goat meat.
Sorry, say that again?
Nicely sauced, peppered
goat meat.
Goat meat.
I'm confused about the nicely, so I'm trying to figure out what that nicely, that word.
Stay there and see when we finish the cooking.
See the wonders of Mary Jane.
The nicely.
Okay, let's talk about the ingredients.
Okay, so let's start with what we have on fire.
Okay.
We have our unripe plantain boiling. I had to boil it earlier because it takes some time to boil. This is really green, unripe plantain. Okay. I decided this morning it has to be breakfast. We are not souping anything, don't worry. Yeah. Next Friday we'll do soup.
And that's also a very healthy option as well.
Very, very rich in iodine. Yeah. And trust me, a lot of people don't remember there is iodine. Okay, we have our goat meat boiling. Okay. I'm going to explain what I used in boiling the goat meat in a bit, after we go through our ingredients. So we have our thyme here, we have garlic, we have ginger, we have turmeric here, we have rosemary, this is rosemary, this is curry, a seasoning cube, salt. This is pureed onion, puree, leave English, blended onions. Okay. This is blended onions. This is blended pepper, atarodo. This
Scotch bonnet.
No, that is Scotch bonnet.
No, that's pepper is Scotch bonnet.
No. What is tatashi?
Tatashi is tatashi.
Leave me alone. You will not confuse me. It's not working. So we have our oil here, and we still have some onions we're going to use to do a bit of garnishing when we are done. Okay, now this little spoon of mine here sitting on top of my Scotch bonnet, because the goat meat takes a while and we couldn't show it. Okay, so I had to blend rosemary, thyme, ginger. I had to blend rosemary, thyme, ginger, garlic, and some onions together. So that's what I used to make my paste for cooking.
To give it that flavor.
Yes.
Give it that
taste. Don't smell, don't worry.
Okay. But it smells really nice. You know, there's actually something your ginger and your garlic actually does to your, meal.
Just make it nicer by adding some fresh turmeric. It's always, Oh my God.
Great. Okay, so we'll go on a quick break right now. Wake Up Nigeria continues in a bit. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria, and we're here in the kitchen with Chef Mary Jane. And we are making nicely spiced goat meat sauce. And we're having it with boiled plantain, unripe plantain. Yeah, and let's talk about the ingredients quickly, and then we'll move on to what's next.
Okay, we're going to start with what we have on the fire. Yep. We have goat meat already on fire.
Yeah.
With garlic, ginger, turmeric, and thyme and rosemary and ginger. So I blended it together with onions, and that's what I used to make the paste I used in cooking the goat meat. Oh, not forgetting the seasoning cubes.
Exactly.
So we have our onion, we have our pepper, and we have our tatashi here. This we've already...
vegetable oil.
Yes. So we still have to wait for the goat meat to get ready. So while doing that, we can as well start our fryings.
Okay, so while we're on the break, I mentioned that you shouldn't add salt to your goat meat. And that's because I've heard, and there are so many cooking meats.
Okay.
Yeah. They say don't add this to your because...
It's only corn that I know that you don't put salt to.
Yeah, but I also hear that you don't add salt to your meats or to whatever it is you're cooking. I mean, not whatever it is you're cooking.
So how do you get the
your chicken, your turkey?
How do you now get the inner taste?
So that it gets softened. That it gets softened quickly if you don't add salt. So you just put in your seasoning cube and put in your other,
I'd
spices,
rather not even use seasoning cube, but I'll use salt and a lot of onions.
Yeah, but maybe we'll try that next
Friday.
On the show. Yeah,
we'll try it. Let's and we'll also have a timer
because it works for me actually. So I've never really, I've never. Maybe I should try that. Maybe cook a pot of meats without salt and then cook one with salt and then see which cooks faster.
Which faster, babe?
Yeah.
We'll try that.
Yeah, we should.
It's something we can try.
So what's next?
So we're going to, because we need the goat meat needs to get ready. I should have boiled the goat meat first. Let me just move this. This is a bit faster.
Goat meat takes a lot of time.
Yeah, that's why we
started
earlier.
When it comes out, hey, when it is ready to put in your mouth.
And I like it soft. I like making it real soft.
Yeah.
Like soft.
You enjoy the most when it's soft.
Yeah.
So what's next?
I'm waiting for the oil to get hot.
Okay. So just in case our viewers are wondering what this is, it's actually blended onions.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you add a bit of water though?
Yes, just little so that it could blend properly in the blender.
Yeah.
So we have a little...
I've never tried this before, but I'm going to try it. I think you could just actually do this and put it in a lid with a cover and put it in your freezer of your
Have you even tried frying just onions and using it to eat boiled yam? Just onions, just fried.
Chef Mary Jane be giving me
just
ideas.
Use it and boil only yam.
Be giving me
Put
ideas.
a little salt and small Cameroon pepper.
Yum.
My mother.
Delicious. That's what I tell my daughter now because you just introduce her to millets.
Oh, really?
So like when I give her delicious,
so she
taste, I'm psyching her like.
Next time when you bring it, she's gonna say delicious. Okay, oil. We're waiting for the oil to get warm. I really need it to get warm so that I'll have my. It's not ready.
It's not hot yet.
Yeah, so we have to wait for it a little. Oh, it is though. It actually is. So you can actually.
I think you actually get the best of your onions when it's in this form.
Yes, because everything is kind of like out.
Yeah, so and it's just going to melt into whatever it is that you're cooking. Like
nicely.
It just melt in and give it that.
What's this thing with me and nicely today?
Yeah, maybe because you're looking really nice, and so you're feeling yourself like.
And then leave me alone. No, I'm cooking. I'm cooking.
All right. So what's next?
Okay. We had boiled the
unripe plantain.
The unripe plantain. Let's see.
Let me take this away.
Yeah.
So that we have enough space
take it down.
to work with.
We need to check if our if you notice, I boiled the.
Yeah. Why did you do that?
Wow. I really don't know why they usually do that, but unripe plantain, if you cut it when it's not cooked, it has the gum. It sticks to your hand and it can change color.
Oh, yes.
It changes color to black.
And then it makes it look like it's dirty.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can see we don't have issues with this now. So, and it's easy to come out, no knife marks on the body.
Well, and I also hear that this is actually the best way to get, all the nutrients in your plantain, in your yam. You boil it with the
we are not used to eating boiled, unripe plantain.
I made unripe plantain porridge over the weekend.
Oh, hey, that's we are used to, but not a boiled one. That's why I decided, let's just do this thing differently today. Yes. So we are waiting for oil. See, that's the difference between electric and gas. The best is firewood.
Actually, this is... Wow.
The best is firewood.
Stuff. Really? Yeah. Firewood.
Quick, sharp.
But there's actually that, special taste that
firewood
actually gives to your food. Like, I'm still trying to figure that out.
You're in the village. Okay, we have to wait for this. It's at its highest. And
okay.
At the moment, it really looks like we have nothing to do than to just...
No, we actually have something to do.
Which is?
Because we have our meat cooking. We're waiting for our onions to
fry up. I needed to dry just a teeny more bit before I add any other thing.
With me, as long as the oil is hot, and then you're ready...
That's still what I need. So you need it to dry a little so that the aroma will come out the way you want it.
That's true.
I used a little water to
blend the onions.
Yeah. So it still hasn't gotten to a state I need it. So I need a little more time.
All right.
Okay, in the interim,
okay, so whilst we are waiting for our goat meats to cook up and our onions to, you know, dry up, we'll move over to Mike, who will be giving you an update on movies showing in the cinemas. What's up, Mike?
Okay, it's Friday, albeit quite not so a happy one, but then this weekend there's some movies you might want to check out at the cinemas. Now, I was definitely planning to give out some tickets today, but then I will not be able to give out those tickets. Let's see, we'll make it next week. It's just not, it just doesn't seem right for me and all of that. It's my birthday, but then, hey, come on. We still have some complaints, but then, hey, let's move straight to it. Ocean's 8. Wonderful, wonderful movie, by the way. Debbie Ocean gathers an all-female crew to attempt an impossible heist at the New York City's yearly Met Gala. Now, something quite interesting about this movie, it's a spin-off from Ocean's 10 and 11. And all of that. It stars Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett, and of course Anne Hathaway. Rihanna is also in this movie. She's the reason why a number of people went out to watch the movie. I've seen this movie, quite an interesting movie. Let's check out the trailer for Ocean's 8. It's a twofer.
Do not run a job in a job.
Taylor Swift? Can't we just go to this? Do we have to steal stuff?
Yes.
Is it genetic? Are the whole family like this?
Literally.
All right, and up next, Incredibles 2. Now, it's been 14 years since the first movie, and Mr. Incredible is left to care for his son, Jack, while his wife, Elastigirl, is out saving the world. It was directed and written by Brad Bird. It stars Craig Nelson, Holly Hunter, and Sarah Vaughn. Let's check out the trailer for Incredibles 2.
To make some wrong things right. Help me bring supers back into the sunlight. We need to change people's perceptions about superheroes, and Elastigirl is our best play.
Better than me?
Whoa! I like Mom's new job! Bye, sweetie.
I'll watch the kids, no problem.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it, Dad. They want us to do it this way.
I don't know that way. Why would they change math? Math is math.
Okay,
math
Dad.
is math. Hello?
Hey, honey. How are the kids?
Everything's great.
And Jack?
He's an excellent...
Now, that's a kid with quite incredible powers there. And this movie has been doing quite well. There's sort of a resurgence in the box office. I saw the figures for this past week, and it's quite interesting. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Of course, there's a dormant volcano on the island, and it begins roaring to life. Owen and Claire mount a campaign to rescue the remaining dinosaurs from this particular extinction level event. J.A. Bayona directs this movie, and Chris Pratt, of course, is the lead character in the movie. Ted Levine, Bryce Dallas Howard are also in this movie. I love this trailer. Let's check out Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom once again. I've had some scary tits there, all right? That's all we can take on movies showing in the cinemas. We'll take a break now. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Don't go nowhere. When we get back, I know a number of ladies love using waist, is it clinchers or cinchers? Many things. But then would have something for you on how to exactly use it. You don't want to miss this one. Stick around.
Okay, we're back finally. Now, Wake Up Nigeria is a place where you get a lot of little tidbits and important information, especially for the ladies today. We're going to be exploring the world of waist cinchers together. Now, I have someone here with me. Her name is Juliana Richards.
Yes.
Now, she is the CEO of Slim Girl Shapewear, and she's going to show us exactly the new innovations there are in the market for women who are trying to get that hourglass figure. Exactly. I know she's holding one in her hands right now.
Yeah, this is the sweatband.
Sweatband?
Yes. So
How
basically, this one has rubber on the inside, so you wrap it around yourself like that.
Okay.
You know, and then you just, you know, adjust it on you. So it's a one-size-fits-all. It'll fit any size.
Okay.
So you can make it as tight as you want.
Okay,
you know.
you show us how this is?
And then you just, you know.
Just stick it like that?
And just stick it like that. You can make it really tight. You can wear it underneath clothing. It'll help you really, really sweat. So it's good for runners, and or if you don't have time to do anything, just put it on, do your regular errands around the house, and you'll be fine. You'll sweat.
Okay, so when you say sweat, the aim of you sweating obviously is to, you know, try and
get
keep
it
fit,
targeted,
right?
yeah, exactly. To try and keep fit, but also get a targeted fat burning side. So instead of losing weight everywhere else, because you know we want to gain weight in the right places, and you want to lose weight in the right places. So you just focused on your belly, your midsection, especially for new moms. You know, so this is what it's for.
Okay, all right. I'm holding one that I don't know if I could call this a girdle. But it looks very familiar, like something that my mom used to wear.
Yeah, it is. It is like a, you know, an age-old technique. So basically, this is a girdle, and it has a panty underneath that. Okay. So it's very, very strong. It's very high. It goes up under the bust. It's high enough to hold you in as well. Okay. So this is good for like tight clothing. You know how you can wear some waist cinches and it'll show? Yeah. So this one will make it smooth underneath.
Okay, fantastic. I don't know if I could get into this though. It looks too tiny.
We have from small to 4XL, so trust me, we have your size.
Okay, all right. I'll be talking about that later. But I know we have some models here to show us some other designs.
A couple more designs, yes.
All right, so welcome.
So yeah, so this is the zip-up cincher. It is, we normally have them in latex, but this is actually non-latex. You know, some people may be allergic to latex. So
latex
this is
being rubber, right?
Being rubber, exactly. Okay. So we have the latex kind, and this particular is the non-latex kind. Okay. So you just zip it up. It has hook and eye closures on the inside, and then you zip it up. So this is very good as well.
It for us? Can we see
I can just do it a little bit so you can see. So this is these are the hooks right here.
Okay.
So and then you just, you know, zip it up for extra support. It has boning as well.
Here?
To help, yes, to help it stay in place.
Okay, so there's something that I noted, because I have worn these before. But I noted that sometimes it used to fold, you know.
Yes.
So that issue, how do I combat that issue?
Well, sometimes it really is according to your own shape. So some people have longer waists, longer torsos, and shorter torsos. So we have the ones that are for those who have smaller waist, and then the ones who have longer waist. So this one is for those who have longer waist, and that way it will not fold. But if you get the one for shorter waist, maybe if you have like a, you know, if you're more curvy, you need the one for shorter waist, so that way it will not fold up.
Okay, all right, fantastic. So now I'm interested in finding, can you turn around for us, please?
Yes.
So at the back, there's also a challenge I used to have, like here. Yeah. That's like under my armpit area.
Yes, yes.
So how do I combat that?
Well, this part is very natural. We all have this. We also now have a product that combats that. We have the vest. Okay. So we have the vest kind of this, which is not here right now, but it's available online and in our stores in Nigeria. Okay. It's called the zip-up vest, or the double layer vest. So it covers the whole back, and then it's adjustable straps, and you know, that way you can combat that if that's an issue for you.
That back folding thing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But these are really good for, like, you know, off-shoulder dresses and things like that.
So this boning here, I think I can see a boning in the center.
Yes, and here
the ones I've seen before are usually just at the side.
Yeah.
All right. So what exactly does this do?
Just for extra support, you know. So we have one here, one here, one here, and then two in the front. Just for extra support to give you that hourglass figure when you wear a dress. So the whole purpose of wearing it is to give you the hourglass figure, and that's what it does.
All right, then. So I have to say, okay, thank you so much. Please step offset. We have another model coming in here, but as she walks in, I have to say there has been a lot of, you know, questions about using cinchers and health. you know, whether it's good for your health. Can you talk to us about that?
Absolutely. It is good for your health. Like in anything, you want to do everything in moderation. You want to get the right size. You don't want to be too tight.
Okay.
You want to be comfortable. You know, you don't want to overdo anything. Just like even water can be overdone.
Okay.
You know, so you want to do everything in moderation.
Okay.
It is very, very good, especially for new moms. And I keep mentioning that a lot because that's when I discovered the product. That was when I started to use it the most, as soon as I had my son.
Okay.
So now this one, what she has on is called our Zip Up Extreme.
Okay.
So unlike what she has, she had this regular zip up. So this is Zip Up Extreme. Not only does it have the zip up here, it also has an extra band that you can use to tighten it. Once again, yes, even more.
Okay.
And this is very good for those who have had C-section. You know how it's kind of hard to lose a little bit of water weight after having C-section as opposed to a natural birth. So this helps you tighten it even more.
Okay.
This is the latex kind. And then it also has the...
Let's turn around.
And then she's wearing the one with the vest.
Okay.
You know, so this also kind of helps, you know, with the back fat, the extra back fat that may come up, you know, underneath. So this is,
I'm sorry,
you know,
hold
really
on,
good too.
please. I'm looking at these bones here. I've never seen these before.
Oh no, these are not bonings. This is just the band.
Okay.
The extra band that goes around the waist cincher.
So the bone, we just have it at the center?
Yes, we just have it here and then on the sides as well.
Okay, all right then. So I have to ask you, are you comfortable?
Are you comfortable?
Are you comfortable?
Yes, yeah.
You can breathe?
You can breathe, right?
Okay, you're sure you can breathe? Yes. All right, can you jump? Can you jump? Okay. Okay, stop jumping. Can you dance with it? Yeah. You can? Show me some moves. Yeah, okay. All right, so the reason why I'm asking this is because a lot of people feel constricted.
Yes.
They don't feel like they can move around in these things.
That'll be when you're wearing something that's way too tight. You know, you want to be very comfortable. In our stores, in Abuja and Lagos and, you know, in Ikeja, we try to make sure that we measure you. Even when you call, you know, to order online or over the phone, we get your weight and everything just to make sure you get the right size.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those who usually buy sizes like 2 sizes smaller, what do you tell them?
I would strongly suggest you get your right size. You get a professional to help you pick out the right size, you know, for you, so that way you're comfortable. Me personally, I try not to get something that's too tight because I want to be able to wear it longer in the day. So I get something that's like my size, and you know, that way you enjoy, you get the best out of it.
All right then. Now, thank you so much for coming to the show, and in fact, these are just amazing. We're going to talk some more after this.
Absolutely.
But we have to go to a break now. And when we come back, of course, Wake Up Nigeria continues.
So I get something that's like my size, and you know, that way you enjoy, you get the best out of it.
All right then. Now, thank you so much for coming to the show, and in fact, these are just amazing. We're going to talk some more after this.
Absolutely.
But we have to go to a break now. And when we come back, of course, Wake Up Nigeria continues.
All right, people, it's a great Friday morning to you all. This is the Friday edition of Wake Up Nigeria.
The Funky Friday edition.
Funky Friday.
And if you're just tuning in, you have missed quite a bit on the show, but not to worry. We're still going to help you get your weekend started as soon as possible. We're going to have loads of fun together. Make sure
trying to give a boost to this morning because of the sad news from last night, but just to give a little bit of oomph so that you can get back on the road. I'm Yomi Owope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Don't forget, we're streaming live. tvcontinental.tv is our website. Check us out right there. And of course, on Facebook, look us up at TVC Connect. Your comments are, in fact, they're our inspiration.
Yeah.
Really, we need them. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. Now, of course, we have the World Cup updates coming your way in just a bit. It's still going on, even though we're not inside the World Cup again.
Yeah, but you know,
it's still happening.
And we still have a bunch of Nigerians still stuck in Russia.
Yes.
Hoping
trying
that
to change their tickets.
Hoping that they can get out.
Get a refund.
Yeah, well, you can't get a refund now, but you know, just do your best to come back home. I mean, they would probably have stayed if there was Senegal or something to support.
Yeah,
but, you know,
well, hey.
A lot of them are trying to come back home. And there's also going to be, we're also going to be bringing you a report about flooring options to explore when you're looking to something to do in your home.
Yeah.
You know, change
a lot of the time, we don't really think about the floor until you see the options. So you never know.
Yeah. And of course, a couple of other things. And talking to Mike about his plans for his birthday.
Yes, and how much cake we're going to eat.
Since it's Friday,
how much small chops.
Birthday Friday.
How many pizzas.
Weekend, so it's, you know.
So all of you who've been crushing on Mike all this time, this is an opportunity to get in. Yes,
let's do it.
The going is good. Today is his birthday. Send in those pizzas right now.
And of course, we have MM and Mike joining us right now. Where are they?
Where are they? Mike, the birthday boy.
It's Mike's birthday.
Yes.
He's all grumpy looking. Or is it because of the,
you know, there are some people that are usually...
Mike is always grumpy, though.
Honest,
Mike is always grumpy. But you know what they used to do in secondary school?
Very clean.
You know some people fast on their birthday. And they go all spiritual. Some people go to the prayer mountain.
Yeah. Like, you know, this is not fast. This was just yesterday's incident.
Yeah.
That's just it. Because like I said earlier, it's a route that we pass every day, to and fro.
Yeah.
I passed there like an hour or two before then. And if it was a normal day, I had to go to the island. I went with them yesterday to the island. If it was on a normal day, maybe that might be the time. It could have just been. I passed every single day.
So it put you in a reflective mood.
So exactly,
you're
that's the point.
reflective mood, and it's your birthday.
I'm thinking legacy. Yeah, it's my birthday, but then I'm thinking legacy. I'm thinking, what kind of country are we going to bequeath to our children?
It's crazy. You know,
that's why. So
this thing that Mike is saying, and we're talking about a lot of things. The fact that how many years, I mean, how many decades, and there's still just this one artery out of Lagos. It's crazy. Like, it's not even that wide. Even if it was like a 10-lane road, you would have said, okay, well,
exactly.
It's not even that wide. It's just a narrow thing. And once you're stuck there, you're stuck. You can be there for 4 hours. You can't move forward. You can't move back. It's just crazy.
I believe that there are plans to, make things better because the truth is we have a working governor. He's working. We can see.
Yeah.
It's not hearsay.
We can see.
We can see this, we can see that things are working, things are changing.
I would.
So we're hoping that, in the nearest future we can say, okay, Lagos will be like an example,
I would wish
other
states. That as a government and as a people, my wishes for my birthday is that as a government and people, we learn to be proactive. We are too reactive in this country. We always wait for something that the signs have been there. We always wait for something bad to happen. I just wish we are proactive.
I think it's been a sad week, though.
Yeah.
We had
proactive.
This week.
Let's take it further.
I don't even want to go over the things that have happened this week.
Then the statistics from Amnesty International in the papers
you don't understand.
were just very bleak.
The stats, the declaration by the World Bank saying that Nigeria. How can you name a country? The poverty capital.
But that's the truth.
That's the truth now.
No.
Fela says something and smiling. So I just think we just have a way as Nigerians. We just have a way in the midst of all of this to find a way to smile. I'm like, if we always find a way to smile when the times are bad, are you sure we're actually going to find a way to actually make the times good? If we think that no matter what, we'll always come out. Are we not Nigeria?
The Super Eagles, still, if they were still in the World Cup, they're still playing. It actually took our minds away from a lot of what that was happening. It was a perfect distraction.
And then
we lost everybody.
We just came back like, see, and then yesterday was Beggar.
I'm happy to see you laugh, though. But in school, we used to do this on people's birthday.
Pure water.
We used to do
that's
what we used to do.
That's assault.
No, it's not.
And you wonder if somebody now should beat at home, like you say domestic violence. You see.
Happy birthday, Mike.
You see.
Stop moving us down, Jerry.
I'm going to give a shout out to my youngest brother. He's graduated.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay,
wow!
Nice.
Congratulations.
So happy for him. I mean, his JAMB results was like. I'm like, so proud of you, bro.
Yeah. But what did you do to contribute to that JAMB result?
Well,
did you take lessons with him?
No, well, he was in school, so we got like a private tutor.
Okay.
So
nice.
And then I'm getting him a suit for his graduation.
Hey!
Like a big sis. So he can go say, my big sis got me there.
A couple of things trending this period. There's Pray for Nigeria that's trending. Otedola is trending.
Otedola Bridge.
Well, Otedola as a word is trending without the bridge, and then Otedola Bridge, and then something about Beggar to
Ajah. Yeah, that was just, what happened? That was just before the incident yesterday, and it was trending, and people were getting angry that why should that story trend? Just a story of a lady.
Are you sure you want to talk about
Yes, I want to talk about it. A lady who actually traveled to probably...
Maiduguri.
Not Maiduguri. She left Beggar to Ajah to meet up this guy, and I think they had some form of, you know, they copulated or had intercourse and all of that. And later on, she said she claimed she was raped or something.
Oh, okay.
You know, the guy was making a comment on something, and this lady said, my friend said you raped her.
Oh, was that the rape case they were talking about?
You know, and then the guy now goes, okay, the guy now brings out the screenshots of the discussion between them and all of that. And the girl now says, no, it wasn't actually rape, it was forced coercion. It was just so, Becca Twaja was just trending, and then the whole story was...
Who made a joke of it? Because people
so now I'm making the connection. I know that Becca Twaja was trending, but what I was hearing in the news was a rape issue.
It was so the guy brought out the whole thing. Guy brought out the whole chat.
A lot of other females that started to share their own experiences of how they've had to travel to the ends of the world, you know, just to, you know, meet a man. That was just...
I'm talking about...
So the story was how far?
So this is the thing about social media. Social media can be so disjointed, and people use these hashtags for so many different things. Some are just airing, they're venting. Some are actually telling the actual story. Some are reporting news.
What I was saying was a rape, like something to do with rape.
The story now, while I'm in trouble, everybody now said, okay, so how far have you traveled just to have such an appointment?
Exactly.
So I know, so guys, a couple of streets.
So
my guy goes like, I've gone to Lagos, I've gone to Asaba, I've gone to Benin, not for business, just for this particular kind of appointment. It was so funny.
Goodness.
So that's what. So it was how far have you traveled?
So ladies started to say, oh, I have gone from is it Becca Twaja? Becca Twaja.
Becca Twaja is not
in that.
Is that the conversation?
That was it. That was the conversation trend. So Becca Twaja, Becca, see me that left to
It's actually making me think now.
How far?
Thinking.
Like, you want to share?
I'm thinking how far?
You want to share?
How far?
You want to share?
I've not gone anywhere.
But that's the funny thing. I've actually not gone anywhere. But
Mike,
truthfully, I have not gone.
Calm down.
It's mostly the ladies that have things to share.
No, so there was actually a guy I spoke with.
But it was during school.
There was a guy I met that said he drove in reverse from Bariga all the way to Oshodi because his forward gear was not working. And he was to go and meet a girl. By the time he got to see the girl had left the place after he had driven in reverse all through the night.
I don't understand that story.
I don't understand, Titi.
Anyhow, let's go over to the news now.
Well, we're taking the papers. We're taking the papers once again, just for those who weren't able to catch the ones we took earlier.
Yeah, of course.
We're starting with the Nigerian Tribune this morning, and it says 9 die, 54 vehicles razed as tanker explodes in Lagos. Now, that's the story on everybody's lips this morning, on TV, radio, and of course, in the newspapers. And a couple of other stories here. 1,813 killed from January to June in 17 states, says Amnesty International. Governors meet to meet with service chiefs over killings. More people were killed under PDP. Says the presidency and a couple of other writers there. World Bank approves $2.1 billion loan for Nigeria. 2 killed. Police station raised as Oyo government shuts Bodija market. And finally, fresh $400 million loot from Abacha for repatriation soon. This is just a gift that keeps giving. And that's all we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
On the cover of the Nation newspaper, it says, rage of fire in Lagos. 9 die, 54 vehicles burnt in tanker fire. Buhari Ambode sympathized with the victims' families. There's a quote here. It says, I was beside my truck when the incident occurred. I saw the truck lose control and hit the pillar. The tank broke away from the head of the truck and opened. Fuel started gushing out. The driver of a car behind the truck tried to reverse, but the car caused a spark and the tank caught fire. The bodies I saw were more than 16, and they were mostly children. That's what it says here on the cover of the Nation newspaper.
Yeah, some of those reports have been disputed, but that's an eyewitness report there. And I think we have enough time for the sports pages, which we didn't take earlier. Complete Sports, Ndidi rated best tackler. And Musa, Eagles will come back stronger. Raw, Mikel remains Super Eagles captain. Ronaldo's release clause slashed to 120 million euros. And Chelsea ready to pay 70 million for Alisson. And Iwobi, I didn't do well in Russia. And Liverpool ready to pay 180 million euros for Asensio. And Moreno eyes Toni Kroos. That's all we have on the cover of Complete Sports.
And the cover of the Daily Sun says, Lagos, fire the fury. Fuel tanker explodes, kills 10, destroys 57 vehicles, it says here. 5 killed as police butchers clash. Empathize with the victims' families. There's a quote here. It says, I was beside my truck when the incident occurred. I saw the truck lose control and hit the pillar. The tank broke away from the head of the truck and opened. Fuel started gushing out. The driver of a car behind the truck tried to reverse, but the car caused a spark and the tank caught fire. The bodies I saw were more than 16, and they were mostly children. That's what it says here on the cover of the Nation newspaper. Yeah,
some of those reports have been disputed, but that's an eyewitness report there. And I think we have enough time for the sports pages, which we didn't take earlier. Complete Sports, Ndidi rated best tackler. And Musa, Eagles will come back stronger. Raw, Mikel remains Super Eagles captain. Ronaldo's release clause slashed to 120 million euros. And Chelsea ready to pay 70 million for Alisson. And Iwobi, I didn't do well in Russia. And Liverpool ready to pay 180 million euros for Asensio. And Moreno eyes Toni Kroos. That's all we have on the cover of Complete Sports.
And the cover of the Daily Sun says, Lagos, fire the fury. Fuel tanker explodes, kills 10, destroys 57 vehicles, it says here. 5 killed as police butchers clash in Ibadan. Then also it says how ex-Globacom director was killed. We must redesign security architecture of Nigeria, says Wike. Then finally, government begins HIV survey nationwide. That's what it says on the cover of the Daily Sun.
Oh, I think that's about all that we can take on the newspaper headlines for this morning.
For now. All right. That was quite a lot. We have, of course, the Russia updates coming up.
That should be after the break, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right, welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and of course, it's Russia 2018 World Cup updates. We have Promise Efoge, senior sports correspondent, live in Russia. But just before we get to him, we would listen to Ida Peterside, former Nigerian goalkeeper, on his thoughts about what caused Nigeria to leave the World Cup. And now, of course, we know the Inquisition follows. We have to find out what happened so that next time we can perform better at an international tournament of such magnitude. All right, so let's listen to that now.
Once you come to the World Cup, you are qualified. I don't care about feature or no feature. If you're able to make the team, it means you're good enough to make the team. If your child is good enough, old enough to travel, it's old enough to travel. Don't say it's young child travel. We know it's young, but it's traveling. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're at the World Cup, you are qualified. That was my biggest problem I had. The coach and the NFA got it wrong there while they were saying it's a young team. Why you keep telling these players we're a team for the future, you're a young team? You are telling them you're not good enough for now. You understand? These guys are 20, these guys are 22, these guys are 23, 24. You are telling them you're for the future. No, it doesn't work. This was where we got it wrong. The words of the coach, the words that they used to say, we're building. What are you building? We're looking for under 17s. Michael Owen played at 17, Pele played at 17. At 20 in football, you're an old man. You understand? So we have players that are between 20 and 24, 25. You're saying this is a young team. I refuse. But I think that was what cost us this World Cup. You call them small. You know, I'm a Christian in the Bible. Some people in the Bible said we are like grasshoppers in our own eyes. Then you're a grasshopper already. That was the problem I think we had in this team.
Okay, I love that. I can remember the verse where he quoted, we are like grasshoppers in our own eyes and in their own eyes, and we're like giants. Okay, but then of course I would ask a promise on what Idah Peterside just said. It was quite instructive. There are things he said, quite very important things there, which I agree mostly with. But then Promise Efoge is now live there in Russia. Good morning, Promise.
Hi, Mike. Good morning. How you doing?
I am good. Fine, thank you. So let's go straight to it. Your thoughts on what Idah Peterside just said. It's the Inquisition after Nigeria left the World Cup. What do you think about what he said? What actually do you think we can do so that we can have a better performance next time at the Mundial?
Well, Mike, I interviewed Peterside Idah, and I agree totally with what he said. There were other things he said that I disagreed with. Of course, after the interview, we had a lengthy chat. But on this particular submission, I agree with him 100%. I mean, in football, when is the right age to start playing football? Like he also proceeded, Pele started playing for the Brazilian national team at the World Cup at the age of 17. We saw Michael Owen play at the 1998 World Cup for England at the age of 18. And so if we have players who are already past the age of 20, most of our players are 24, 25, 26, and you say they are a young team. Yes, they are a young team, but not too young to win the World Cup. I mean, what was the average age of the German team that won the World Cup in 2014? Come on. I mean, for me, these are things, you know, the NFF put forward, perhaps knowing preemptively that the Eagles may not go beyond the group stage, and so they started singing, the team is young, it's a team for the future. Perhaps they've seen with their crystal ball that the team will not make too much progress. So I thought that really also would have decimated the confidence of the players, maybe put some level of complacency in them. Yeah, they say we are a young team, we're a team for the future, so if we fail now, in the Nigerian parlance, nothing will happen. You know, we'll try again next time. And so that's really put into jeopardy the joy of 180 million Nigerians, because we know football is opium in Nigeria. We all love football. When the Eagles beat Iceland, we saw the rhapsody of joy in Nigeria. When we lost to Argentina, I mean, it was a black day.
All right, Promise. Now, the second round begins tomorrow. But just before we go talking about the second round, do you have any other updates before we go straight into the second round discussion?
Well, I can tell you that the Nigerian players have left Russia. 80–90% of them have, quit this country. Of course, when you're done and dusted with the tournament, you leave. The Nigerian Football Federation officials have also left Russia. Just a handful of them still left. Perhaps their travel date not confirmed yet. But I can tell you that the Nigerians are already leaving. They're already leaving with heads down. Russians thought Nigerians would do well. Nigerians would raise the flag of Africa, going by the way the Eagles qualified from the continent. The Eagles qualified as the best team in Africa, the first African team to qualify with a game to spare, and that raised a lot of expectations. And so here, the mood is dim, the mood is dark. Mike, you can see what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a dark T-shirt here. I am mourning African football. I mean, I told you yesterday that Senegal would go through. I was disappointed. I mean, when they were knocked out in a way I least expected. I thought Senegal would be able to at least pull a draw to seek, qualification, but that didn't happen. They were unlucky, though. Becoming the first team ever in the history of the World Cup to be knocked out with the fair play rule. It's what's so unfair. Fair play rule, it's called. For me, it was completely unfair. They had more yellow cards than Japan, and that ensured that Senegal were ousted from the competition. Well, talking about African representation in Russia, this is the first time since 1986, Mexico 1986, when no African team would get to the next round of the World Cup. Before I come back to you, Mike, I've got with me a former Super Eagles player, Victor Ezeji. He came to Russia to support the Super Eagles, and I'm sure he's very, very disappointed. Well, he's black. He's a black man. He's an African, and I'll be asking him his position as regards Africa's representation at the World Cup. Victor, I'm sure you're as disappointed as I am.
Well, the entire continent is disappointed, because everybody felt this is African season, you know, to, if not winning the World Cup, at least get to the semi-finals. You know, considering the fact that we have so many players in Europe that are playing their trades and doing so very well. But that just didn't happen. Just didn't happen. And everybody is shocked because we expected at least Nigeria, Egypt, and Senegal to do far much better than what we saw. And for them to have crashed out the way they did, it simply means that something is extremely wrong with African football, that we need to go back, sit down, and then revisit, and then come back in clean sheet. But then, African football is in its dark days, considering the fact that we have so many players in Europe that are playing their trades and doing so very well. But that just didn't happen. Just didn't happen. And everybody is shocked because we expected at least Nigeria, Egypt, and Senegal to do far much better than what we saw. And for them to have crashed out the way they did, it simply means that something is extremely wrong with African football, that we need to go back, sit down, and then revisit, and then come back in clean sheet. But then, African football is in its dark days, and something needs to be done drastically.
Well, when a former player tells you that something is wrong with African football, you may want to take that to the bank. Well, 2022 Qatar, talking about the World Cup in 4 years' time, FIFA says the tournament will be expanded to 40, and there were insinuations that the African slots may also be expanded. With the performance we've just seen in Russia, do you think FIFA will consider Africa?
Well, even if they give us 20 chances and we don't prepare well, the same thing will definitely happen. You know, you have to do well for you to be given more chances. But then the way they played in this year's tournament, it shows that, look, we're not ready yet. And then if they don't give us, everybody starts shouting that it's racism and not racism. But we're not doing well, because if we had done well, at least, yeah, we'll have mouth to say, okay, yeah, we deserve some more chances. But the way we crashed out, not even a single team coming out from the group stages, it tells that African football is still nowhere when it comes to world football.
Promise.
Okay, thank you very much, Victor Ezeji, for your time on Wake Up Nigeria today.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Promise. That's Victor Ezeji there. I remember him from his goal-scoring days in Eyimba. Wonderful. I wish we had more time to talk to him, but we have to go right now, Promise. We'll still be getting updates from
Dolphins,
you.
Sharks,
Thank you very much, Promise.
Almost all the...
Thank you very much. Thank you, Promise. We have to go now. Thank you so much. I was Promise Efoge, senior TVC sports correspondent, and Victor Ezeji, former Nigerian international, giving us updates on Africa's performance at the World Cup. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. We'll take a quick break now. Don't go nowhere. When we get back, you might just be...
One life, live it up, 'cause you got one life. That's sweeter when you reach that goal. That's sweeter when you reach that goal.
Oil, healthy for you.
All right, welcome back. So yeah, to cheer us up this morning, you know, to take us away from, what happened yesterday. Basically, we're going to be having a Zumba dance routine this morning with the CEO of Blossom Fitness, Blossom Madofwaka. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
You tried. You almost got it.
All right. So, Blossom, what's up for today?
Okay, so we have a fantastic routine coming up.
Yeah.
You guys are going to love it. It's fun. It's easy to do. And you can actually do it at home with us.
Okay.
So just have fun.
All right. So we're about to do some Zumba dance this morning. Yes. And then we had a few rehearsals. We had a few rehearsals in the last few days. Yeah, basically. We are waiting for the music to come on. So we had a few rehearsals, dance rehearsals for the production
so much
crew.
Fun. I really had fun with you guys.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this.
I'm here with my crew.
How are you? Get up. You know what? Get up out of your chair. Go to the window. Open your door. Stick your head out and yell.
I ain't gonna be cooking all day. I ain't your mama. I ain't gonna do your laundry. I ain't your mama. I ain't your mama. Boy, I ain't your mama. When you gonna get your act together? I ain't your mama. No, I ain't your mama. No, I ain't your mama. No. Wake up, arise and shine. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's get to work on time. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No more no. I ain't your mama, no.
That was great. That was great. Thank you so much. So thank you guys. You guys were awesome. Awesome. Yeah. I hope you joined the Zumba dance routine. I mean, it was amazing. Thank you so much, Blossom. Okay, so we know that Zumba dance is basically still gaining prominence in Nigeria.
Exactly.
What's the future for it?
Zumba dance is growing, and it's growing. The reason I say it's growing is several reasons. First of all, you don't need to be a dancer.
Yeah.
You don't need to have any prior experience with dancing. Two, it's very simple. It's very, very, very simple. I actually have a class. One of the students in the class is in a wheelchair.
Great.
Yes, and they're doing Zumba.
Great.
And so if anyone can do Zumba, they have Zumba for babies. They have Zumba for the elderly. Yeah, it's called Zumbini.
Okay, so quickly tell us any projects in the nearest future.
So tomorrow we have a huge event. It's called Zumbathon in the Park with DJ Jimmy Jat.
Okay.
It's going to be fantastic. It's
we're going to be Zumba dancing with celebrities.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Murio Kola Park, opposite Law School in Victoria Island.
All right.
7 a.m. in the morning.
Great stuff.
Do not miss
All right,
this.
so to fulfill this energy that we have just lost, we are going to be joining them in the kitchen. Yomi and Titi, how far?
I really loved what you guys
Did
were
you
up
see
to out there.
saying,
I
ain't your mama?
I actually rehearsed.
I ain't your mama. You rehearsed?
I rehearsed with them at some point. And somebody posted the video on social media. And I'm just warning you, you need to take it down.
Please.
The king is never seen dancing in public.
Really? Okay, so
depends on the kind
Mike,
of
what was your excuse? Why weren't you dancing?
You didn't see me there?
Where?
Wow.
Where?
You didn't see me there?
Mike, which one were you doing? Was it the booty shaking you were doing, or was it the
I ain't your mama? What was it?
I ain't your mama.
I ain't your mama. Oh my
I'm
God.
not gonna do your laundry. I ain't your mama.
Oh, that's what she was saying.
Serious? Okay, so it's like a girl talking to her guy.
Yeah.
I ain't your mama.
Yes.
I ain't gonna do your
Was she saying that she needed him to put the ring on it before?
Okay, you know what happens?
You have to
I
call
ain't
J-Lo.
gonna pay your bills. I ain't your papa.
Really?
Oh yeah, somebody should respond.
I ain't gonna pay your bills.
The era of responding in
I
songs
ain't your papa.
has passed. You know, there was a time every single song had a response.
Had a response.
Yeah, like R. Kelly and Beyonce and the rest of them.
Yep, but we don't do that anymore.
Exactly.
We don't do that anymore.
And your papa ain't paying no bills.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Murio Kola Park, opposite Law School in Victoria Island.
All right.
7 a.m. in the morning.
Great stuff.
Do not miss
All
this.
right, so to fulfill this energy that we have just lost, we are going to be joining them in the kitchen. Yomi and Titi, how far?
I really loved what you guys
Did
were
you
up
see
to out there.
saying,
I
ain't your mama?
I actually rehearsed.
I ain't your mama. You rehearsed?
I rehearsed with them at some point. And somebody posted the video on social media. And I'm just warning you, you need to take it down.
Please.
The king is never seen dancing in public.
Really? Okay, so
depends on the kind of
Mike, what was your excuse? Why weren't you dancing?
You didn't see me there?
Where?
Wow.
Where?
You didn't see me there?
Mike, which one were you doing? Was it the booty shaking you were doing, or was it the
I ain't
winding?
your mama. What was it?
I ain't your mama.
I ain't your mama. Oh my
I'm not
God.
gonna do your laundry. I ain't your mama.
Oh, that's what she was saying.
Serious? Okay, so it's like a girl talking to her guy.
Yeah.
I ain't your mama.
yes.
I ain't gonna do your.
Was she saying that she needed him to put the ring on it before?
Okay, you know what happens?
You have to
I
call
ain't
J-Lo.
gonna pay your bills. I ain't your papa.
Really?
Oh yeah, somebody should respond.
I ain't gonna pay your bills.
The era of responding in
I
songs
ain't your papa.
has passed. You know, there was a time every single song had a response.
Had a response.
Yeah, like R. Kelly and Beyonce and the rest of them.
Yep, but we don't do that anymore.
Exactly.
We don't do that anymore.
And your papa ain't paying no bills. And your papa.
So Mike, this is how good husbands do.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So nicely.
In the kitchen.
Okay.
So you...
I need to use that, darling.
So are you trying to say what? I don't know how to
He's a
clean
good
the kitchen.
husband. He
Really?
has always
No,
been.
you come in and you... That's
just arrange stuff. When the food has been served and all the hard work has been done.
Oh, wow.
Still in our Zumba mood.
We're still our mamas.
Yes,
I'm all
really
sweaty,
amazing.
sorry.
Please take a seat.
Please have a seat.
Yes.
Relax.
All right, so Chef Mary Jane.
So,
Yes. Good. Okay, you know what? I think it'd be better if you came up here. Yeah.
with all that's been happening in the news, we thought we should make some comfort food today. Just relax you and take your mind off everything that's been going on. Chef Mary Jane, well done.
Yomi is acting like he's been here the whole time, watching and helping.
Oh yeah, you know.
But he's been far
I also helped to clean up.
So just in case you guys are wondering what's on the table, this is boiled unripe plantains and nicely spiced sauced goat's meat, according to Mandy.
Nicely
like
yes,
that.
indeed.
Nicely sauced. Okay.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So are we going to be serving our guests?
Yes,
I
quickly need to get...
Yes.
I guess we have to go now while we're serving our guests.
Let me
do
get
some work. But it's boiled plantain, so it's relatively healthy.
It's actually quite healthy.
Yeah.
I know you love that, right?
It's what we call a good carbohydrate.
Oh,
great. Do you like pepper? You're African, so...
I'm 100% Nigerian.
Okay, so
we have to wrap up,
we have to wrap up. And Yomi, you're taking a very long time to serve that food.
I'm telling you.
Am I going to use the same spoon?
We have to say thank you to our friends at Home
I was supposed to use the
for the
plantain
kitchen
first.
accessories. And of course, Fola at Fola's Place for the hairstyling. Thank you so much. Please watch our Omnibus tomorrow from 10:30. Check us out on YouTube. We will be right there with you. Much love.
I have nothing else to add to that, I'm sorry.